Hi, I'm Dr. Doug Weiss, and today we're going to continue our conversation on life languages. And I hope you're finding these helpful. If you haven't watched all of them, please do. And to be notified about the next one, hit the subscribe button so that you can be informed about that. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the box. But these life languages have helped hundreds of thousands of people and organizations around over 80 countries. So no matter where you are in the world, this can probably help you have a better life to understand yourself and understand those around you. So stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, again, I have Anna Kendall, and you and your husband Fred put this together many years ago, and we appreciate that. And we have Gerald Parsons, who's the CEO of Life Languages. Today, we're going to talk about the producer.
Yes.
So I don't know anything about producer, so tell me about producer.
Okay. The producer is a cognitive language. It's one of the three.
Think first.
As they think first. And so the producer is unique in that they are extremely good at managing. They're very good with assets and resources. They're very resourceful. You want a producer on your team because they may think of something that you haven't thought of to try to bring an answer or a solution. They're very oriented hospitably as well. For example, if a producer invites you over for dinner or something, they're going to actually do the research to find out what your favorite drink is, your favorite meal, your favorite whatever, and they're very hospitable. They're going to be the ones who do over and above to try to make you comfortable in their presence.
They're also very excellent gift givers in that they figure out what you like, and that's what they will buy for. In other words, a high producer would not go buy 6 sweaters for everybody on his team. It would be individual choices for each person. Yeah, or gift cards, that's right. They wouldn't do that. It would be more personal. The other thing about them is they're philanthropic. Now, all languages give. All languages love to give and help others, but what the producer does is they'll say, cognitive, they'll ask these questions. Is this good soil? Is this a good place for me to give? Is this a good investment for me? And then they will take their resources and invest it in an organization or a church or a nonprofit. So they're very philanthropic in their thinking.
Okay. So tell me, if I'm married to a producer, what does that look like? What does that feel like?
Well, probably whoever's highest in producer should manage the money, because they're gifted at that. And you know, there's the thinking that a man should manage the money, but don't do that if he's not gifted that way. No.
I don't do the whole male-female thing.
No,
it's like, if you're gifted at this, that's your thing.
That's right,
You
that's
do
right.
It doesn't matter what the gender is.
And the producers, they're able to get 2 for 1, or they wait till there's a good price, but they're excellent. They don't go for junky stuff. I mean, they go for the quality, for their business, for their home. And an interesting thing about producers is they're almost in the middle between the emotive people and the action people. They're right here in the middle, and they can be rather emotive or they can be rather action oriented. In other words, they can kind of adjust to the need a little bit more easily, even though they're first language cognitive.
Yeah, and producers are long game players.
Yes.
It's not about, okay, get this and do this right now. They're going to research. That's why the value of their significance when it comes to money and investments, they're usually retire with dignity because they see the value in a long game.
And it is the least frequently spoken language as a first language, but it is something that we all have, and we all can work at increasing our availability of that. Now, here would be an example in a church. If somebody walks in and walks up to a responder and says, I don't have any money for my kids. And the responder would say, oh, you poor thing. Here's $20. Can I borrow 10? Okay, I'll borrow 10. Here's $30, because they care so deeply. A producer would say, you didn't have any money last week either, and you probably don't have any money next week. Come to my office Monday and I'll help you find a job so we can take care of that need. So in other words, they see—
Teach them how to fish, don't give them a fish.
Exactly.
They see the bigger picture.
Exactly. So that's the difference in the giving of a producer versus the others.
Right. A producer is going to be somebody that you can rely on because they're, from the standpoint of investments or the way the household is managed or run, and you can pretty much trust that they're going to be right most of the time when it comes to spending money. They'll look for the quality, and they, like I said, their mentality is long term, long game.
We have a grandson whose first language is producer. And when he was little, I would take all the kids toy shopping, and he would wait and see what the others got, and he'd look at that, and then he'd always seem to find the area where the sale items were, and for the same money, he would get 2 or 3 toys. You know, just natural within him.
That's funny. We got $20. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are spending on a 1. I'm getting 3.
Exactly.
You know,
and they'd be
about
good
it.
quality, you know, because they were just on sale.
Right. Oh, that's hysterical.
So-
Okay, but you're showing again how the life languages can help you in your family.
Yes.
Okay, because if you have this little guy, you want to probably train him.
Absolutely.
stuff.
Encourage that.
Encourage that.
Yes.
Don't call him a cheapskate.
That's right.
Right? Say, man, you're really smart. You figured this out.
Yeah.
So let's give you more. But also as a spouse, like my wife will research. Lisa will research something to buy something. You know, and because she needs to know it's a good deal as well as something. You know, so there's
Right.
like, I remember when I'm turning 60 soon. And I saw something that I wanted, but I didn't buy it right away. And I thought about it for a month. And I said, I think I want that, but I'm gonna call him up and ask him to give it to me at a lower price. And she goes, they already had it on sale. And you're gonna, yeah. I said, but I think if I just tell them I'm gonna buy it, they'll.
Right.
Well, she knows I have the courage to do that, so I did. I said, well, I think can you give it to me at this? And they said, well, it's already down like X amount. I'm like, I know. But can you give it to me this?
Yes.
I'll buy
yes.
it.
Right.
And he said, well, I have to ask my manager. And I talked to the owner. I met the owner. He's a great guy. We had a good conversation. And I felt like, yeah, it's just overpriced a little bit. So they called me back like an hour later. Said, yep, they'll do it to you.
Okay.
And then when I told Lisa,
Yes.
she got so excited because she has
she
this
saw
definitely
that.
as a language.
Yes, yes.
Not
You're
only do I
speaking
get to
her
give
language.
I get to give you a nice present, but I get to give it to you cheaper.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so now I got more money to spend on something else.
Yes.
You know?
Now, see,
And so-
that was your mover who is courageous, operating in your producer who was getting a good price, a good
Well, I know
deal.
for Lisa,
It's speaking
I
her
could sell it to
language.
Lisa
Yeah.
if it's
her.
like,
Yeah.
look how much money I saved.
Yes. And she loves it.
Not how much money I spent.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear
That's
that
the
quite
difference.
often around my house. Just think of how much I saved you by buying it on sale.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So if you have a producer, you want to honor that.
Oh,
And that was my
absolutely.
point in telling the story, that I can honor that. And it's not, again, the whole thing, I think, everything you're talking about, the life languages, if we come from a place of honor,
It is.
we can hear the other person and
Yes.
try to work with it. And it's not, life is life. It's not always going to work out, but you can try. And if you've got this certain strength over here, you want to use that on your team and in your marriage and in
Yes.
your family. I think one of the things that we sadly do as parents is, oh, they're like your mom, so we'll forget
Yes.
it, I can help you. Okay? Or you're like your dad, or you're like Cousin Louie, or whatever. As opposed to saying, oh, this is the language they're speaking.
Yes.
This is how they need me to speak. So if I want to get, like my son and daughter are totally different, and I know how to motivate Hadassah, I know how to motivate Jubal, and they're totally different. And as a parent, one stick does not fit for every kid.
That is right.
And the more kids you get, the more sticks you need.
That's right.
Because they come in different,
Yes,
and
yes.
they need something different from you. And so I think part of what we do, and this is what I want to encourage you, please do this assessment, because it'll help you to be more mature about the way you are, who you are, and maybe soften some of that, especially if you're a
Absolutely.
mover or doer.
Yes.
I love the way you said it. Okay, I'm in mover mode. Okay, that doesn't mean you guys have to do it today. Tomorrow's fine.
Yes.
Okay. As a mover,
Yes.
my favorite words, it's already done.
Yeah. Or do it now.
It's done. It'll be done today.
Yes.
Or I did it. Those
Yes.
are my great words, right? Those are my T-shirts, right?
Exactly.
So, but to be aware of what's around you, and I think that if you do this, you can really be more intelligent about the way you're doing things in life. And I really believe in this. I've seen how it works in corporations. I've seen how it works in individual people's lives. This is a powerful tool. Now, I'm a psychologist. Okay. I'm very familiar with psychological tests of all different kinds. This is by far the most thorough thing I've seen to really implement. Okay, it's not just information, it's implementation. And that's what I love about what you do. It's why I have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, because if I don't believe in
Yes.
something, you're not here.
Right.
And so I really do believe in this. I want you to take the assessment, go to the website, drdougweiss.com/languages, and start this today. And if you want, if you got a business or a corporation, or you're in a church, or you're in some other nonprofit organization that you think this could be helpful, you know what? If you're a board member, I would strongly recommend you get the board members together
Yes.
and do this test. Because when you're in a board meeting, sometimes this is what's going on,
It is, yeah.
you know,
no question.
and they don't have a language for it. And the mover's over here, and the influencer's over here, and the producer's over here, and they're trying to get the same thing done, but they spend so much time entangled
Yes.
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 instead of being able to celebrate the colors and put that tapestry
Yes,
together.
that's right. And we have a concept that shows how to use all 7 languages in a board meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
yes.
funny.
Yeah, and we create a communication map. We don't leave it to guess. Give us the assessments. We'll create a communication map that tells you this is the best way to communicate in this meeting.
Good. Cool. Very cool. So do this. If you haven't subscribed, you know how to push the button. So push the button. And if you have a question, you know how to type it and ask a question. So please do that. We love you. Until we see you again, have an awesome day.